In 2017, Afriforum and Afribusiness went to the North Gauteng High Court and got an interdict. That's a court order, basically, banning Malema and the EFF from motivating and inciting people to trespass or illegally occupy land. Simple, clear, and direct, right? Don't tell people to go take land that isn't theirs. Don't motivate people to go to a random person's house and build a shack there. They don't live there. Malema's response to this order over the years has been an absolute masterclass in, I will do everything except comply to what you've just said. The guy fought it. He fought it, he appealed it, he took it to the Supreme Court of Appeal and lost. And then he took it to the Constitutional Court and lost twice. Once in early 2023 in the Constitutional Court, and again in September 2023 in the Constitutional Court. Every legal door the guy tried to walk through with his money and connections got slammed in his face by South Africa's highest courts, the ones that don't play politics, and the ones that just look at law and go, no, sorry, this order stands. I don't care who you are. I don't care who your father is. You could be the guy who stole bread from the Gula shop down the street. You could be Julius Malema telling people to occupy random pieces of land. The law is the law. And this is the part that gets you. After losing at literally every level of the judiciary, all the way up to the Concourt, twice. I'm never going to stop saying that. Bro lost and then lost again. Twice. Malema goes and gives a speech at a University of Limpopo. It was a public lecture in Polokwane. He was invited for it. I'm sure they paid him something. And according to Afriforum's application, he's back at it. He's talking to young people, telling kids and young people to eventually go and occupy a random farm in Stellenbosch. Stellenbosch, of all places. Like, if you're going to pick a place to talk about land occupation just for the symbolic chaos of it, Stellenbosch is basically the wine country, old money Afrikaner heartland pick. It's not being subtle. He knows exactly what he's doing. Julius Malema knows exactly what kind of message he's trying to portray. And although he may deny it, he knows the exact kind of message that sends to all these young, underdeveloped minds, to be more precise. These are still kids growing up. These are young people growing up. Their frontal lobes haven't fully formed yet, and you're telling them to go and take someone else's land. So Afriforum looks at this and they're like, okay, look, enough is enough, all right? We're not doing this again. We're not doing 15 rounds of appeals. We're going to go for round 16 and we're going to go straight for the contempt this time. And now they are asking court for a 500,000 rand fine against the EFF. And get this, they want Malema himself to be sentenced to 18 months in prison. 18 months in prison. That's over a year in jail. Or, and I love this phrasing, another appropriate punishment, which is basically like legal language for saying, oh, we're flexible on how he suffers. We just want the guy to suffer somehow for ignoring the actual constitutional court of this country, not once, not twice, not even 3 times, but repeatedly. Kali Kriel, the leader of Afriforum, CEO of Afriforum to be more precise, came out and he basically said the quiet part out loud. He said Julius Malema thinks he's above the law, which is not new information. We all know this. I've been telling you this as long as you've been watching my channel. Julius Malema is one of those South African politicians who genuinely think they're above the law. They genuinely think the law cannot touch them. They think they can do whatever they want and they can't be held accountable for it, right? Because honestly, based on the actual documented history of this man, Kali Kriel is not being dramatic when he says this. He's just reading the receipts. Malema lost at the Concourt twice. I told you, I'm not going to stop doing that. He lost at the Concourt twice. How many times did he lose at the Concourt? Say it with me. Tuere. And he still stood at a stage at a university and talked about land occupation in Stellenbosch like none of that ever happened, like he never lost at Concourt twice. So that's not a legal gray area. It's not that type of situation where you're like, oh no, he was misquoted. This is a clear documented pattern spanning almost a decade of him treating South Africa's highest courts like a suggestion box he's allowed to ignore whenever it's politically convenient for him. The law applies, just not to him. The law is the law just when it's not, just not when it's applied to him, right? Everyone else needs to go to jail except Malema, right? If he does something wrong, it doesn't count. If you do something wrong, you need to be in jail, you sick freak. How is that fair? And of course, the EFF's response to all this historically, when they've lost these cases before, and they've lost a lot. Shout out to them, by the way. I don't know how they haven't given up. They are still fighting to see this man in orange overalls. I mean, how long has Afriforum been beefing with Malema? How many times can Afriforum win court case against Malema? I mean, win court case after court case after court case, and you still don't see Malema in orange overalls smelling the greasy sink in a cell. Like, you still don't see him. There's clearly favoritism in this political world. There's clearly something bad going on in the justice system. And Afriforum sees that, and they are still fighting the way they are fighting. That's genuinely admirable. Genuinely. I mean, it genuinely is. Okay? And Malema's best defense is to accuse Afriforum and the courts themselves of being captured by the white establishment. Because, of course, Malema can do no wrong. He is a Messiah. He's Jesus, right? He's Jesus. Everyone fell short of being Christ except for him. So when he does something wrong, it's not because he is genuinely a human who is entitled and thinks he doesn't have to face any consequences for his actions. No, if he does something wrong and gets caught for it, I don't know the other things Malema's done that he hasn't gotten caught for, but the bad things he's done that he's gotten caught for is not because he's bad. No, it's because everyone who talks against him is white and anti-black, right? They are anti-black, they are pro-white monopoly capital, all that evil garbage, all these baseless theories, which I need you to sit with the actual logic of that defense for a second. The Constitutional Court of South Africa. This is the same Concourt that's ruled on state capture. They ruled against Zuma. They ruled against Michael Lomas. That's been the single most consistent check on ANC overreach in this entire country's democratic history. That institution is now somehow the secretly white supremacist tool because it ruled against Malema on this specific issue, right? Just because Malema's wrong, oh no, they are racist, they are all white supremacists, they are all secretly part of the AWB led by De Blanche. When does crossing the line officially become crossing the line? You get what I mean? So just because Summer Sambit talks against Malema, Summer Sambit is a white supremacist and is a secret spy of the Boeramag. You get what I'm saying? Like, just because you're wrong, it doesn't mean the other person is some secret spy. It could just genuinely be because you're wrong and you need to face the consequences of your actions. It's normal. You're not that special. You're not as special as you think. Okay? You can't tell me just because you're wrong and just because the court has caught you in 4K, telling young people to steal land. Now there's some secret white supremacist tool pulling the strings to get Malema in prison. Who are you? Is Malema Jesus? The last time I checked, no, he's not. He's still running away from SARS as we speak. Okay? This is not even a legal argument anymore. This is just a deflection so well worn. It's basically got a groove carved into it at this point. Okay? When you lose in court, blame the court. When you lose again, blame the court again. Why? When will it stop? Rinse, repeat, collect donations from people who believe in you and don't just want to compromise you, and then lie again. So will he eventually go to jail this time? You know what? I don't know. And I'm not going to sit here and promise you like he will. Because, guys, we've been down this road before. We've been down this road before. Come on. We've been down this road before with this exact case. And he's slipped through every single time like a slippery frog. So what I will say is this. Filing for actual contempt, right, with a specific prison term requested after 2 constitutional court losses is about as strong a legal position as you can build against someone in this country. If there is ever a moment where the theory of nobody is above the law gets tested in real time against someone with Malema's political weight, this genuinely might be it. So we'll be watching this one closely, I can promise you that.